Are you someone that's in the agency space that wants to run their agency sustainably but can't find your tribe, can't find your place? Well, you have finally found it. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jimmy. Everyone calls me Uncle Jimmy, and I've been running my agency, which is called My Online Guy, for over 10 years now. I'm also a coach over at Easy Grow, which is Charlie Morgan's program, and I've been coaching there for over 3 years, teaching thousands of agency owners just like yourself how to run agencies like proper businesses. And I'm also a coach in Cameron England's program, who does the same thing. So I like to think I've got a bit of experience, and I've got a free school group, which is all about service delivery and operations for agencies. So go and join that. The link is in the description. So if you'd like me to answer your question on this show, make sure to either join my paid community or post it into the school group, and you may be featured next time. So I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on where I'm hoping to go with this show and where I want to take it. Effectively, there is too much hype on the internet right now when it comes to running an SMMA or running an agency. And I just want a place that people can come to and listen to that maybe just want to put something on the back in the background while they're grinding away in their agency and actually learn real things. Not the hype stuff, not the stuff that gets YouTube views, but the real things that tip the needles in the agencies. So we got people sending in their questions. I'm going to be looking at creatives. I'm going to be looking at copy. I'm going to be looking at lead forms. I'm going to be looking at SOPs. I'm going to be looking at anything you guys want to send in. And all that is done through the school group. So we are just going to get straight into it. I don't know how this one's going to work. This is episode 1, by the way. So this is the inaugural episode. Make sure to subscribe to get notified of the next episode as well. I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to give it a crack, and I'm just going to learn as I go. So you guys are going to see the evolution of this thing, but you are here on day 1. So we're going to get into the questions. I haven't actually listened to any of these questions yet, so I'm just going to do my best to answer them in ad hoc, ad lib, like we're doing right here. Let's get to the question.
It's actually through with the rate of progress and the speed in which people can typically grow an agency. Jimmy, my man, what's up? I've got a quick question for the podcast today, and it's actually through with the rate of progress and the speed in which people can typically grow an agency. If you look online, you'll see people like Cameron England scaling to 100k a month in a year, scaling that to 250k a month in the year after that. You'll see Eric Cavalier saying he did 100k a month in 6 months, Charlie Morgan 10k a month in 6 months, 100k in the next 6 months, etc., etc. The point is that these guys are scaling their agency really quick, making loads of content about it. They're also the only people in the space that have something to sell me on in regards to growing an agency quickly. What I'm wondering is, do you think that people can realistically get into the space with no experience and make something work in 6 months, a year, even 2 years, and scale that to 10, 20, 50k a month, genuinely solid recurring, as opposed to just piffs or quick cash or new cash without actually fulfilling on it? Is it actually something that's possible and that you think is possible, or you have seen other people doing, or am I just getting sold by people that have courses to sell to me?
Okay, absolutely fantastic question here. Fundamentally, do I think it's possible to speed run to 100k like all these YouTube gurus show you on the internet is possible? Absolutely, I've seen it. You know, the beauty about me coaching in Easy Grow and the beauty about coaching in other programs is I have a really large sample size. It'd have to be over 5,000 agencies at this point. Now, is it possible? Yes. Is it what you should be aiming for? No, because when I say it's possible, I've seen maybe a handful of people out of 5,000 people absolutely do that. And a lot of it do it with a lot of help from YouTube, right? So very rarely do you see an agency that is doing 100k a month that has speed run there that hasn't combined what they're getting from an info product into the mix with that. It does happen, but it is exceptionally rare. But fundamentally, the chances of you speed running to 100k a month like every guru on YouTube says actually happens is so low that it's not worth aiming for. It's like a bell curve, right? The Charlie Morgans of the world, the Cameron Englands of the world, the Cavaliers of the world, they are so far to the right of that bell curve that it's the like 99th percentile of people that do this. The bulge is what you should be aiming for. If I had to put a number on it, I would say 10% to 15% of people will get to 10 to 15k a month in the first 6 months of doing this. Then the major bulge of this is you'll get most people making money in the first 6 months, right? And this is the thing I don't like about how that information is presented. If they were being realistic, a lot of the guys that really do get to 100k in 6 months are either exceptional at sales, like the 0.001% of sales, or, I hate to say it, got pretty lucky. Now, we're not all God's gift to sales based on my experience. It's also very realistic to get to 100k a month 3, 4, 5, 6 years from where you are right now. I'd also wouldn't be that disheartened that you've only gotten to 5K a month, because the way it works, right, is the longer you stay in this space, the more the opportunities arise, and one day you'll wake up and you'll have a series of wins, and that will get you to 15K a month from 5K in 2 weeks. That's how this space works. So don't be disheartened by it. Just understand not everyone is destined to get to 100K in 6 months. And we just need to be honest about that in this space. A lot of people are not honest about that, and the guys that sell these programs to you really lean on the fact that anyone can do this. Well, that's not necessarily true, in my opinion. All right, so hopefully that answers your question, mate. Let's move on to the next question.
My question is because this advice is pretty common in the high-ticket info space and even make money online space, that you need to stand out from most people in your industry to be able to dominate, to be able to get more sales than them, to be able to make more money than them. My question is just, what is the mindset shift, or what would be the advice you would give to an entrepreneur who's trying to stand out in their industry?
Do you want to know my honest opinion on how you actually stand out in this space? Is actually deliver what you fucking promise to do. That is so rare in this space, that actually, if you actually deliver results for your clients and actually communicate with them and do all the things a real business should do for your clients, you will have absolutely no problem getting clients. Everyone thinks in this space they have to stand out. They have to be the purple cow. They have to do things that others aren't willing to do. Promise more, guarantee more, do all those things. You don't have to do that. I am a living, breathing example of this, and I know countless other guys that are like this. Be yourself, sell you as a person to these clients and why they should work with you, and you as a human being, not you as someone that's wearing a suit and tie pretending to be someone else. You authentically, myself, Uncle Jimmy, who we are, and then do what you say you're going to do. That's all you have to do to stand out. And I know that feels like a little bit of a cop-out, because some guru is going to tell you that there's some secret to this. Oh, you've got to promise more, you've got to dress up in a suit, you've got to authority hack, you've got to bone chisel your jaw, or whatever the fuck it's called. You got to do that. You don't. You don't. There is plenty of people out there that are making a very good living in this space by just being authentic. You got to remember that most clients in this space have been burnt by an agency. All you have to do to stand out is promise that you won't do that and then deliver on it. That's it. You don't have to do any more than that. So if I was brand new to this space and I wanted to get some initial traction, this is actually what I did, by the way. Instead of trying to promise a whole bunch of things or be something that I'm not, I would just go to these clients and go, hey, look, I'm new to this space. I personally see that as an advantage, because I am going to work harder for you than anyone you've ever met, because I need this to work as much as you do. Now, I know what I'm doing. I know how to get us results, and I know that I can knock this out of the park. I just need you to take the leap of faith and trust me that I'm going to do that, and then deliver on it. I guarantee you, there'll be a client out there that goes, hey, I'm willing to give this kid a shot. I guarantee it, because that's how I got my start. I came from being a mechanical fitter into this space with no experience whatsoever. Couldn't pretend like I had. So I just did that. I just told people, look, the one thing I do have that a Uncle Jimmy of the world doesn't have, a large agency doesn't have, is care and attention. You as a small agency are going to care a lot more than I do, because I just don't have time to care. And because of that, there are people that want the care and attention, right? They're never going to work with me because they know I'm not going to be able to provide that for them. You have that advantage. And instead of using a guarantee or an offer as the reason that they'll work with you, you might use that to get them to talk to you. But once they're talking to you, move away from that conversation and move towards the reason you want to work with me is because it's me. And no one is the same as me, and I will work harder than anyone you've ever met. I will care more than anyone you've ever met. I will think about your business 24 hours a day. If something goes wrong, I'll be sitting there stewing over it, trying to work out a plan on how to get it to work. If you can really sell that conviction and they really believe you, then you'll have no problem standing out in the crowd. So hopefully you got a bit of perspective there.
Hey guys, so I got a question about how to increase the lead quality. So I know Jimmy's been talking about making better ads to get better lead quality, and I'm just wondering what exactly is a better ad. Is it more informative, or is it just more well made so that we can build more trust before we start the conversation? So I'm just wondering, what should I do after they opt in as well? the thing that I thought about is for the client to make a video, like an introduction video. Welcome to, thank you for clicking on our Facebook ads. This is our service, blah, blah, blah. A video like that to be sent to the leads after they opt in right away, just to remind them what the offer is and to build more trust. And just wondering what you guys think.
Fantastic question. And fundamentally, what we're trying to ask here is what everyone talks about making better ads and making good ads, but no one actually explains what that means, right? In my opinion, a good ad and an ad that is going to work really well based on all the ads that I've created and all the ones that I've seen over the years is an ad that meets the core need of the user that is looking at it. Okay? In the very simplest terms, that is, every person on the planet has pain points, right? Every person on the planet has pain points that they need solutions to. The whole reason they're on Facebook is their pain point is a lack of dopamine. The solution is they go on Facebook to get dopamine, right? Your ad needs to work the same way. It's a starting point. A definition of a good ad that will produce good quality people is an ad that actually solves the potential problem of a pain point that someone has. So I know Henry's in my paid program. I know he works with tutors, right? So the example of that is like, why would a parent want a tutor for their child? Well, the pain point is they want their child to succeed in life. They want to set up their child to succeed in life. Their pain point is they don't want to have to support their child in their early 20s because they can't get a job and they could have done something about it here and now. That's one of the pain points a parent goes through to help them decide on why they would fork out cash to a tutor. Well, the solution is not the tutoring service, that's just the feature. The outcome is the solution. Solution is we help your child get the best start in life so that they can succeed in anything they want to do. When you marry a specific solution that your client solves to a specific pain point that that potential client has, immediately the quality gets better out of your ads, almost instantly, right? And obviously that's the start of it. The next thing is they have to go to a point where they land where the user experience is seamless and also continues that pain point solution matrix, right? So we're going to WhatsApp right now, and that WhatsApp might be the weak point in this link, right? We need to, what I would be doing if I was in your case is looking at what I'm saying in WhatsApp. The video is a great idea, the thank you video and things like that to reinforce the reason that they're there. You got to remember that when someone clicks on an ad, they've already taken an action and they don't necessarily want to take any more. You've already exhausted them. They were on Facebook watching cat videos and then all of a sudden they're having to do work. No one wants to do that. They'll just want to go back to watching cat videos. So you have to remind them that they are there to solve the pain point with your solution. So a video thanking and reiterating that is fantastic. So if you just made a quick video for your client, if your client just made a quick video that gets sent out with these WhatsApps messages to go, hey, it's Michael here from My Tutor Guy. Thank you so much for inquiring about setting your child up to have the best start in life to succeed in whatever they want to do. You know, we help parents all over Hong Kong do just that and give their child the best start they possibly can. So what's going to happen here is you reply back to me, we'll tee up a time, and then we'll sit down with you and discuss your options to see how we can actually make this happen for you, etc., etc. A video like that will go an extremely long way to help with people not ghosting you because, you know, people get busy. They've clicked your ad, they filled out the WhatsApp, and then the kid starts crying or they have to put a kid to bed. The last thing they're going to do is go back to what they were doing before. So you have to put something there that is in a format that they'll consume. And video is one of those, images are one of those, because you knew that's what they clicked on in the first place to come to you, was either a video or an image. So you want to continue that interaction. And that goes through your whole appointment setting process. So if you go high level guys out there, you want to send a video out to your client, you want to send a video. If you want to improve the quality and the sharp rates and low and no shows, send videos, send testimonials, send content that will help remind them of that pain point solution marriage that your business is potentially providing to that client. If you can do that, and the thing is, there's no such thing as too many of those. You got to try and introduce as many touch points as you can on the client to remind them of that connection between the pain point and the solution. So let's go to the next question here.
So I signed 3 clients. For one of the clients, I started running the ads, and the ad budget is £40 per day. I currently have spent almost £110 right? And the guy messaged me today, you know, bro, I know I have spent £100 and I haven't gotten any job from it. Even though on the onboarding, I literally told him, like on the expectation, I told him, don't expect fast results. This is like marketing takes a bit of time. I literally told him what to expect, and yes, yet still he's bothering me. He's already being a pain in the ass. Like, what should I tell this guy now?
So thank you so much for the question. If you have a client that is not following the ground rules you set as an agency, this is how you need to handle it. You handled it the right way from the start, Yusuf, because you've made your job so much easier by setting appropriate expectations in onboarding. A lot of agencies miss this. What they won't do is do exactly what you did here, which is tell the client how it's going to work. It's very easy for you now, Yusuf. All you need to do is go, hey, you remember the conversation we had during our onboarding, which I said that it's going to take a little bit of time for these ads to get results? Nothing's changed. It's still going to take time. Then open up the conversation and go, what are your concerns? Right? So the big thing here is if you allow them to express themselves, you can find out what the root cause of the issue is. It's not the fact you didn't get them results in $110. I can guarantee you that. That is like a symptom of the core problem. The core problem is probably going to be that he's scared, right? He's nervous, he's scared. If you find that out, then you can start to talk to him and help him find a solution. But this goes for anything, guys. It's very easy to have hard conversations with your clients when you've got some point in time that you can reference back that the client has agreed to. If you hadn't have said that at the start, Yusuf, then it would be a lot harder for you to actually have this conversation with the client, because it would sound like you're deflecting or you're trying to make excuses. Whereas you've had this conversation already, so there's no reason for him to feel like this. The single biggest bit of advice I can give any agency owner is to put more time in your onboarding and understand it's the single most important thing you do as an agency. Appropriate onboarding means the difference between a client being a good client that stays with you for a very long time or a client that leaves after 2 or 3 months. It really is. It's your last opportunity to set all of these expectations like Yusuf did, and it's the last time they're really going to listen to you before you start working with them. Awesome, guys. So I'm going to finish this episode here. Obviously, in the next episode, I want to go through a few creatives. I want to look at some landing pages, lead forms, whatever you got to throw at me. If you want me to answer your question or look at what you're doing and give you a second set of eyes from someone that's been doing it for over a decade, make sure to join the free school group. It's in the description. There's going to be a weekly post. Post into that and you may be featured in the next episode. And also make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be doing this weekly and you don't want to miss it, because this is the last bastion for people that want to run agencies sustainably and treat their agencies like a proper fucking business. So guys, I'm Uncle Jimmy and I'll catch you in the next episode.